Hey, what's up? I'm Alex, this is Bottom Bicycles, and no, you haven't watched this video before. If the paint job of this Rockhopper frame looks familiar, it's because a few weeks ago we built up a 1990 stump jumper in exactly the same color scheme. So Specialized used this on both the Rockhopper and the basic stump jumper model. But we're going to build this up very differently than the stump jumper, which we turned into sort of a gravel bike monster cross build. Today it's going to be more of a street shredder, so a sporty build, and we're going to build a custom wheelset for it using black halo rims like we did on my 89 stump jumper, combining it with Deore LX hubs. I mean, the whole build is gonna get a Shimano Deore LX group set. So all in all, a lot of black, red accents, so it should be a cool looking bike. Let's check out the frame and get to work. Much like all the other Specialized frames that we've had recently, this frame is also in a very good condition. Of course, there are a few chips here and there, but nothing major. And it's another custom butted chromoly steel frame in black with red and green decals. The paint has been polished already, so we can basically get straight to building. We just need to take care of a few of the components and service those before we start. Okay, so this is our lineup of Shimano Deore LX components. On the crankset, I want to switch out the smallest chainring because the original one is silver and I want to replace it with a black one. We have a bunch of different parts from the early 90s, and as always I will put the part specs on screen as we go through the build and mount those parts on the bike. Bet you didn't think I was going to use this kind of tool today, but frame sat in storage for a while and it collected some dust. It's already been polished, so there's no frame work that we need to do today, except for getting a little bit of dust off. So it's a bit rusty here, but I think I should be able to get rid of that. So I use a rather soft brass, I think is the material, brass brush. Doesn't scratch the chrome, but it's hard enough to get the rust off. So yeah, so the rust is gone, but unfortunately the rust has cracked the surface of the chrome, so it's now going back to super shiny mode. So it works a treat here, you see. So obviously on this build we could also go for a black clamp. Just those black clamps are very rare, and I don't have a supplier for new clamps in black. So what we can do is check if I have, oh look, perfect, we're just going to use this one. That probably looked super staged. Don't care. Yeah, look at that bad boy. By the way, I don't know how good this live commentary is going to sound later on. I'm not mic'd up, but the camera is very sensitive in what it's picking up sound-wise. So I think we should be good. We'll just try it out. If you don't like it, let me know in the comments, and we'll go back to more voiceover. But I feel like this way I can just talk while I'm working and share my thoughts with you a little bit more easily, because oftentimes I think of something that I want to tell you while I'm building, but then later on when I do the voiceover I've forgotten, and then it ends up not being in the video. So I figure it's pretty better if the sound isn't ideal, but you get all the information. So this frame takes a 27.0 seat post, which we got right here. Now, obviously, that silver clamp here sticks out like a sore thumb right now, but some other components, like the LX parts that I showed you, also have small silver elements. So I think in the end, we'll just have small silver accents dotted around, and I think it'll work. We'll see. For the wheel build, we will use an identical set of LX hubs that we also used on my 89 stump jumper. That's also why I won't be showing you the wheel build, because it's the exact same components that I'll be putting together. But I want to show you something else, because these LX hubs with that 565, 563 designation, they come in two different variations with 32 holes and 36 holes. And as far as I know, there's no telling them apart, except for if you count the holes. So yeah, be wary of that when you buy them secondhand from somewhere. On this hub, one of the seals doesn't sit properly, it doesn't sit flush. And I don't know if this is the wrong seal or if it's just not mounted properly. But if we compare the two, they look the same. So I am confident that we can fix that. There's some dirt on here that I think should come off. So this is a sticker. I want to make sure that we go in the direction of the end here, so we don't accidentally make this an unbranded hub. Not sure I removed it or just covered it in black grease. Let's see. Nope, looks good. see if we can get these to sit on here flush. Yep, that one's looking good. Let's see. Looking all right. So yeah, like I said, we're using a set of halo rims again with black spokes and black nipples. Before we can mount the stem, we still need to get rid of some glue residue that is on here. But I'm optimistic that it won't stand a chance against a good old oil treatment. And for the finish, I like to use some of the frame polish and just apply that with a towel, nothing too scratchy, and then just gently go over the bars and the stem. And it'll give everything a nice shiny finish. Look at that shine. So I got these Maxxis DTH in their 2.15 inch version. So far, I've always just had them as 2.3 inch. The 2.15 were never available. So this is the first time I'll be using them. And I already noticed that the DTH logo here is different to what I'm used to. I don't know if that's specific for the narrower tire or if that's like a model year change kind of thing. And this is like the, I guess, the 2025 tire. And they made this yellow. And I don't mind the logo, but what I just don't understand is if you have two yellow logos on your tire, and I don't know if the camera is going to capture this or not, but how can they be like such different shades of yellow? Like this is almost going towards a neon green. Like, why? And I know not everybody is as keen on like color coordination as I am, but yeah, it's just something I don't understand. So I have some black ones which are, let's say, the same height. So yeah, we're gonna switch those up. These silver screws really stick out on the otherwise all black cranks. And yeah, I'm sure you'll agree that looks much better. So for the dust cap, I'm not quite sure. We have these two options. I think this could work, but it might also be a bit too much. It's also like a pretty big red spot. So I think this is definitely our safer option, but we'll see. I'll leave them out for now, and then we'll just decide all the way in the end when we have the full picture. Wasn't sure about this earlier, but now I am. So we're gonna stick with black. I think the red would be too much. Now before we go look at the bike, I just want to give you a little sneak peek of what is to come next week, since we have a very cool track, single track lined up, and we'll build that up MTBMX style. So yeah, should be fun. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out.